Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 93 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we're talking about our automation of Pneumaticraft and getting started with Astral Sorcery and getting ourselves some automated liquid starlight, some tier 2 Astral Sorcery altar that I can't remember the name of right now. So let's just get started and dive right on in. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful night here in the world of TheAndrata, in which today we're going to sleep through the night. Because it's nighttime and we don't need it to be night just yet, but very soon when we start working on Astral Sorcery, it's going to be a thing where we don't have to sleep anymore. Anyway, so what are we going to work on today? Well, we got some explaining to do because in between episodes, I kind of sort of did a lot of work on some things. So if we pop on over to our factory, you're going to see everything here looks, hunky-dory, all the same. But if we pop upstairs, we're going to have a little bit of stuff done up here. So I have been tired of having to manually make things here with Pneumaticraft, so I automated it. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't do it on camera because there's a lot of things that I had to do for it. It would have been quite a long episode, multiple episodes. And it's all stuff that we've already seen before. It was just me routing cables, really, and then programming stuff in XNet. You guys have seen me use XNet. It's fairly self-explanatory how XNet works and everything. So I did the thing, and I did the thing. So let's explain what we got going on here real quick. So first things first, on all of our machines here, we have a connector. All of our outputs and our refinery controller has a connector. We have a controller here, which is being powered by an entangled block. We have a connector on our compressor for our processing line. Each of these guys has a connector. We have a couple entangled blocks floating around here, and our main compressor also has a connector. So let's explain what we got going on because it's fairly simple. So the first thing in our XNet controller is going to be our LPG movement channel is what I called this. And it is very important that I note that this is set to the fluid distribution mode. This is a fluid channel. You can tell because it's blue. It is set to priority mode, okay? Because we have three different things here that are using LPG. We have our liquid compressor, we have our molten plastic creator, and we have our other compressor. So this one's called main compressor and this one's called processing or refinery compressor. Okay. So all three of these are using LPG. And what we want is to make sure that at all times, all LPG that we have is going to go into our compressors, specifically our main compressor first, because this is how we make items, then our refinery compressor, and then lastly, our molten plastic compressor for our LPG. Okay, so what we have inside of our XNet machine is a extract from our LPG output, which is this top refinery here. LPG comes out of there. We have an extract from there, and we have an extract from our gasoline to LPG producer, which is this guy here. Takes gasoline, converts over to LPG. Okay. So we have both of those being extracted, and then they insert into the different compressors with a priority system set up. So our refinery compressor has an insertion priority of 15. We always want, and I think I said that backwards, we always want this to be processing because this is going to create more LPG for us. So we have that set to be the most important. We want 15. We want our LPG to come into this compressor first. Then we have our main compressor back here, which has an insertion priority of 10. And then our thermopneumatic processing plant, which is our liquid, this guy. What is this called? I didn't name this one, did I? Yeah, this is our plastic producer, our molten plastic producer. He is the lowest priority. We want molten plastic, but we don't want to prioritize getting molten plastic over powering all our machines or everything's going to stop working. Okay? Makes sense. So then we have our refinery movement, which is basically just taking all of the liquids out of these refineries and then dumping them into their respective machines here. So this is our diesel. So all of the diesel comes out of here, moves into this machine. This is our kerosene. So the kerosene from the refinery comes here. Our gasoline comes here. And then obviously we saw the LPG is distributed as needed. So that's what the second channel does. Our third channel is our kerosene movement. And basically all it does is it takes the kerosene out of our diesel to kerosene machine and moves it to the right into our kerosene to gasoline. So it takes the kerosene from here, moves it to here. Our next channel in there does the same thing, the gasoline from here to here, and then that's basically what these next channels are. And then lastly, we have a channel set up to extract our molten plastic into our entangled block here, because that entangled block is set up to a fluid cell frame sitting back home for us, doing its nice thing, storing in molten plastic. And the fact that we have this full means that we have 256 buckets of molten plastic sitting at home, and this is sitting pretty, and we have this automated. So then our last two channels, these are going to be item channels. And this one is just going to be extracting from this barrel here, which is set to keep one piece of coal, and it inserts into our plastic producer with one piece of coal. So it always just keeps one piece of coal in here. We don't need 64 coal in here. We don't need anything crazy. One piece of coal in here at all times, and one piece of coal in this barrel so that it can just pull it into there. And we have an exporter at home with a regulator upgrade that's making sure that this barrel only keeps one piece of coal. And then lastly, we have a insert and an extract from our thermopneumatic processing plant, which is here, which is our processing, our refined storage attached thermopneumatic processing plant. Okay, so just like I have all of our other stuff set up, our Ars Enchanter, our mixers downstairs, I have refined storage pointing into this with an entangled block at home, pointing into our thermopneumatic processing plant so that we can make stuff, and then it just gets extracted out into the barrel. And that's basically it. I also went ahead and did the exact same thing for our pressure chamber and our assembler. So we have this block entangled at home with a refined storage pointing into it so that it can dump items into here. They get processed, and then another entangled block pulling items out, and then the exact same thing here with our barrel. So it's fairly simple to set up, and then our lithium is just sitting here doing its thing. Setup is fairly simple. The only thing that we are gonna struggle with at the moment is I don't have enough crude oil. We need to get more crude oil. I really need to just find it would be nice if I could find like a massive lake of crude oil or something somewhere that I can pump out of, but I haven't seen anything. I just see all these small little crude oils. There's like a fairly decent sized one there. Other than that, I just have to go to each one of these and pump up the crude oil, which is kind of a pain. Crude oil can be automated if we do this. We can make crude oil with bitumen being centrifuged, or a laser drill with a black laser lens. This is most likely the way that we're going to go with this. We just got to get this set up at some point. And it's on our to-do list. We're working on getting our fluid laser lens, but we got to get into Astral for it first. Okay, so that's automated. These are doing their thing for now. I may, if these start getting super duper low, I'll probably just run around the world and bucket up some crude oil. I do have a tank knoll on our to-do list here, but it requires a sponge, so I'm gonna have to go explore a guardian temple at some point, and I just haven't got there yet. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I upgraded my dank to tier 3. I just wanted more room for more new things in here, so it was fairly simple. We have all this stuff. We've seen it all before. So that's that. That is completely automated Pneumaticraft. I don't have to worry about going over there and making things anymore because it was getting on my nerves. And if we pop back here, you're going to see there's all those things. So we have our PNC thermopneumatic processor in, processor out. PNC pressure chamber in with 2 crafters set up because there's a lot of recipes out, and then the same thing. And so now we have automated. Basically what I did was I just took the pressure chamber wall, pressure chamber, and I said, hey, what's your usage? And I scrolled through here, found anything that we might need in the future, and I just made the crafting recipes so that we already had them. So everything here is taught to the system. And I did the same thing for the assembler. So now we have control circuits automated. We have the machine frames. We have basic memory chips and all that stuff. All of this stuff is automated, ready to go for us, even some stuff that we're not using just yet. So that way, you know, when the time comes, we don't have to worry about it. It's all taken care of. Did I do anything else in between episodes? I don't believe so. I did set these guys up. So we have our molten plastic here. I also set one up for memory essence because those memory chips, I think they're called, these guys require 8 buckets of memory essence per craft here. And I set this up in our dissolution chamber, sitting pretty over here. So I just took my memory stick and dumped it in there, filled that up with 256 buckets, and I still have 56 levels on me. So we have quite a lot of experience. We're going to automate experience in the near future. We just need to get some librarians going so we can get some good enchants, and we'll talk about that in another episode. I have an idea to automate at least replacing the lectern so we can cycle through enchants better using routers. Fairly simple setup, not going to be anything too crazy. So that's basically what I did for this. So let's talk about what our next goals here are for the pack. And we mentioned this last episode. We need to get into Astral Sorcery. So as you can see here, I have a couple things on our to-do list here. So we have our Starlight Crafting Altar. That is going to be a luminous crafting craft with all of this stuff. So if we take a look into my handy dandy backpack, I have made pretty much all this stuff. So you're going to see we have a lot of things going on here, and we'll talk about all this in just a moment. So this is for our Starlight Crafting Altar. Bam. Now, with the Starlight Crafting Altar, we also are going to need a Liquid Starlight Bucket. Liquid Starlight Bucket is going to be made in a light well, which is this recipe here. Okay, so I have all of that stuff set up, ready to go, so we can make our light well. On top of our crafting recipe, let's go ahead and pop upstairs. Generally, when I do Astral Sorcery, I build it up in the world. So I did that. So this is where it used to be. I did go ahead and build up even higher, up to like Y level 230. And I set up this structure. So I made ourselves this structure. And this structure is required for Astral Sorcery when you get to the higher tier of crafting altar. So the first tier of crafting altar you can place anywhere. It doesn't matter where it's at. But as you go forward, and it mentions this in the book, you have to build out these structures for your altar to sit on to support it. So I went ahead and built out this, and I didn't actually do it myself. There is what's called the handy dandy copy paste gadget. And in your instance folder, there is a folder called building gadget schematics or patterns or something like that. And using the copy paste gadget, you can just easily copy those into your copy paste, build it out, works perfect, gives you a nice little material list. And yeah, we're good to go. So we had the marble. We discussed this last episode about how to make this. The only thing that we didn't do was sooty marble. Sooty marble, as you can see, I have taught the system how to make. It's fairly simple. It just requires mixing. You do have to superheat, and it's 4 of any marble to 4 sooty marble. I did change the recipe here so that this is 64. So if I do 1, it's going to make a stack of these. I'm out of marble though. Am I out of marble? Yeah, I'm out of marble. It makes a stack of them because we're going to be superheating and we don't want to waste the blaze cake. So it just always makes a stack at a time. If this snow becomes a problem because we are in a cold biome, I may end up turning weather cycling off. We really don't need rain and all that stuff anyway. And if it starts affecting this, I don't know if blocks on top of this are going to affect our crafting table at all. But if it does, we're going to turn the snow off. So while it is nighttime, let's go ahead and take care of our light well craft. So I'm going to grab all this stuff. And as you can see, I made some more of the refined radiance. We're going to automate that too, because I feel like we're going to need more of it in the future. Light well, and we can actually JEI integration is here, so we can actually click this into this and not have to worry about it. I just need my resonating wand. Go ahead and right click, smack that. And I love Astral Sorcery. I think this is just one of the most like beautiful magic mods that exist, period. It's one of my favorites, absolutely. Okay, so we got our light well. Let's talk about these little offshoots, these structures here, okay? These are what is called the astral relay, and I generally tend to set these up when I set up my structure here. And what we can do with these is place these astral relays with a glass lens down in the center, and they work 16 blocks out, and they basically just absorb extra starlight for you and put it into your crafting altar. The reason I set these up is so that I don't have to worry about, getting starlight power. We don't have to worry about making a perfect crystal or anything like that. It just makes things a little easier. So I almost always set up 4 of these things on the outskirts of our temple here, and do the thing. So yeah, it just makes things easier, and it'll all come together when we actually start doing these crafts here in a moment. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to automate our light well. So the light well is a item from Astral Sorcery, obviously, that can be placed down. That's my elevator. So let's go ahead and place this here. And if we give it an aquamarine, it will start producing, what's that called? Liquid starlight. Bam. So we just do that, and then we're going to start getting liquid starlight in there. Easy as that. Bam, right? Well, we can automate this. It is not the easiest or the most intuitive thing, I guess you could say, to automate, but it is automatable. However, I don't want this to be sitting here. We're actually going to put our liquid starlight down below, because it doesn't need to be there, and it'll be easier to automate down here. We can just kind of hide it, essentially, all of the automation steps and everything. So the light well is going to sit here, and what we're going to have attached to it is a modular router, right? So we're going to have a router sit here, and inside of this router is going to be our aquamarine and an activator module. If we put this in here with our activator module and we set it to on the front, right click, it will place this in here. Now, this is not an inventory. You cannot send items into this. It doesn't work that way. You can't just send the aquamarine. You have to actually right click it into the light well. So you have to automate it some way like this. You can't just cheese it, I guess, essentially. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe we should keep this up here. And I did make extra entangled blocks. And this is entangled. This is already entangled to the fluid cell down there, so I can extract out of this. I'm thinking, maybe what if we do keep this up there, but we just entangle the light well and then have this process down in our basement or whatever. That way it stays in the Astral Sorcery area. Does it really matter, though? It's all going to get... Why are you not doing the thing either? Yeah, you don't have any liquid in you. Do you need to be up high? Are you crybaby? You know what? It needs direct access to the sky. Duh. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it that way. We'll entangle it. That's fine. That's not what I want. Let's set this up here. So we can just go ahead and put this like... I want it somewhere out of the way that it's not going to get later when we do the... Because we're going to have to expand this in the future. I don't want it to have to get moved and mess up our automation. We'll just put you here for now. Doesn't look the greatest, but it's here. Okay. So we can go ahead and put one aquamarine in there so we can start producing. Then we're going to entangle this. And we'll bring it back downstairs. There we go. Slight change of plans. This was not what I intended to do, but I think I like this idea better. So that way we can have this out of the way. And then let's just stick it in somewhere. We have a room of like automation-y things. Sure, it can come over here. Completely unrelated room to this, but it's fine. So we're going to put this here. We're going to bind it. We're going to say modular router. Go ahead and do the thing. Activator. So that way it's going to place that into there. And then we can extract from the bottom. The light well, you have to extract from the bottom of it in order to get the fluid out. So we can take a mechanical pipe. And then get another entangled block. I just got entangled blocks everywhere, don't I? Do that there. You know what? I can just teleport through walls, can't I? Liquid starlight. There. And then we go like this. And then we say, hey, Go ahead and extract, and now liquid starlight's going to start pouring into there. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So now this is automated. And then the only thing that we have to do is make sure we keep aquamarines in here. I do have an exporter, so I could just export into this if I wanted to. I just would need to set that up. I'll deal with that later. 64 aquamarines is going to be fairly decent for right now. So that takes care of automating that, and we're good to go. So let's go pop back home. And we probably have a bucket of this, so I can grab that bucket now. Look, there we go. Liquid starlight. Almost a bucket. Because we're going to need this for the craft right now, and then we'll worry about more of this later. Come on, hurry up. By the way, this can be time in a bottle. There we go. Liquid starlight bucket. Oh, and it's daytime. One nice thing with the astral relays when we get to that point is that it helps with daytime crafting too. Yeah, look, this is working perfectly. It's doing its thing. We need to set up our hammock again so that I can sleep through the day and make our other crafts. So we can do that in a moment. Let's talk about what our other stuff in our inventory here is. So anyway, so Starlight Crafting Altar, this is what it's going to take to make this. We already have the structure set up for it. Great. We also want to go ahead and make astral relays. We're going to need 4 total of these astral relays, which is this recipe here. 2 gold inlay, runes of air, refined radiance, and glass lenses from Astral Sorcery. So I have all that set up here except for the glass lenses. How do we make glass lenses, you may ask? Well, it is a crafting table recipe with resonating gems and infused lenses. You can also dissolution chamber it, and I believe this recipe exists so that you can automate this, which kind of makes me concerned. Does that mean that we're going to be needing a lot of these for something? A looking glass. Hey, automated iridescent altar recipes for that. So maybe we should set this up the dissolution chamber way, so that way we can automate this. It only requires 100 millibuckets of liquid starlight, and it doesn't require nighttime. That's where the advantage of that comes in. So let's go ahead and teach the system how to make this in 100 millibuckets. Yes, 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 yes. We're good to go there. And we can scroll down in here, find our dissolution chamber, especially since we're not really using the dissolution chamber for anything else at the moment. And then, yeah, so that's our glass lenses. Now, the glass lenses require these infused lenses from occultism. As you can see here, we have that. So this is an Azivius's spectral compulsion recipe, glass lenses, sight reagent, and all that stuff. So we're going to need a total of a lot of these. So what I did was made a bunch of crafts here, right? So we have our basic lens assembly packages, which is going to be what's required to make these glass lenses, which I actually automated after I made these because that was what triggered my whole, I don't want to be doing Enigmatica manually anymore. So we can actually go ahead and request the glass lenses. 2 of those. 6 of those. No. It makes 3 at a time. So there we go. All right. So we have 2 available, and it's going to do the craft for us. So that's going to make the glass lenses that we needed. Now, sight reagent was from Blood Magic, and it was made with glitter kelp, ghostly glass, and divination sigils, which divination sigils are made of a tablet of scrying in an alchemy array with a blank slate. So I taught the system how to make the scrying so that we had those, went ahead and did the craft, and we have our sight reagent. So now all we need is our lenses, and those should be coming in fairly soon. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have it set right now to make 4 sets of these infused lenses, which is going to make 8 total glass lenses ultimately. So we just need to go do this craft in our occultism area, though I think I need to pop over to the desert and grab my gold bowl. No, where's my gold bowl? I must have it back over in the occultism area. Yes, because we had to do a craft over there, right? Yeah, I also went ahead and made more sacrificial bowls. I actually made more than that, too. Yeah, I made more. Okay, so Azivius's spectral compulsion is which one of these? I probably should like put a sign up and label these or something. Or honestly, we're going to end up moving these back home into our main base anyway. Go ahead and put that there. You're going to go there. We're going to take you and you. And I don't have access to my system right now, so I have no candles. Come on, break it. Break it. candle, candle. And then this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 5. Yeah, because the aluminum's doubled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bind all these foliate books. I'm going to get all these crafted up for us so that we have them, and then we'll come right back. Okay, that's all our infused lenses made. Let's go ahead and pop back home. Dump the rest of our stuff into the system. So our glass lenses are good. We have our infused lenses, which means we will now be able to make our glass lenses. So we can take all that stuff, dump it into the system. Oh, by the way, we need to talk about aquamarine because we have a lot of it all of a sudden. Let me kick off these glass lens crafts. So go ahead and make 10. No, go ahead and make 8. Yes. Okay. So you're going to do the thing. So let's look at aquamarine, right? Because all of a sudden we have 624 aquamarine. So let me show you why we have so much aquamarine. So we have 16 aquamarine shale, and we're going to grab our scanner. So what I did was set up our scanner so that it can scan for aquamarine shale, right? And if we place all 16 of this down, actually, I'm not going to replace all 16. I'll just save 2. And if I were to vein mine this, all right, so look, we have none in our system right now, right? Let's put our scanner away. None in our system. I grab this. Look at all that. It's affected by fortune. So we can get a ton of aquamarine shale just by exploring out in the world, which is what I did. I added it to my scanner. I went over to our little logistics area and I scanned around for aquamarine shale. But like, look at this. Just in this general vicinity, there is like, well, there's 3 little piles of it. Mr. Wandering Trader, what do you got? A sombrero. Nothing good. Get out of here. Bring me bad trades, you die. That's the way that the world works now. So scanner goes here. I put something away here that I don't think I was supposed to. Oh, no, it's my book. Okay. So anyway, our glass lenses should now be good. Glass lenses made. And we can add those here. Bam. So now we can make our astral altars. So now we just need to wait for nighttime, which it almost is. I'm going to get my hammock back out. It was hammock and my, what is it? The nails, rope and nail. And then I'll sleep through the night, get this set back up, and then we'll come back out. Okay, we're back up. Nighttime is coming. Our astral altar is working and it's doing its thing. So let's go ahead and make our astral relays real quick. And you're able to do it once it shows a preview of the item that tells you have enough starlight, and you're good to go. So if we go ahead and place these right in the center on the little sooty marble there, and then we take our glass lenses and we drop them in there, it will start pulling extra starlight. And you're going to see it's going to work because of the particle effects, which look awesome, by the way. And look at how much starlight. Sun hasn't even set, and we have all of this starlight. This is probably going to come close to maxing out our thing, even just now. And there we go. So that's why I always set these up. Just gives us a little bit of bonus starlight on top of everything else we have. So that way we're always able to do our crafts when we need to. And so the last thing that we need to do is take our craft or our stuff here and go ahead and do our final craft. So let's go ahead and clear our list, get our starlight crafting altar. All we got to do is click this in. And if we do our resonating wand, it's going to do the thing. And again, I love Astral Sorcery for all of these particle effects, all the beautifulness of the night sky and everything. It's just freaking fantastic. And it gets even crazier later. Some of the rituals and stuff that we can do are like particle effect galore, and it's awesome. So yeah, look at that. Look at all this starlight we have. Oh, and it didn't use our liquid starlight bucket either. So yeah, that's that. Perfect. And that's basically our next goal, was getting our starlight crafting altar so that we can start working on getting this done. So in between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting some of this stuff. So the glass lenses, I'm going to have to make another set of those. I really need to get occultism automated, the crafting of occultism. Now that we can move it back over here to the overworld, it'll make it easier for me to do so because we can entangle stuff. So we're going to look into automating occultism maybe next episode. We still need to get our runic altar automated as well. I've been doing these manually. I should just bulk craft some of these until we do get it automated. It's going to come in the future though, because we're going to be using the runic altar a ton for a lot of different things. So it's on my to-do list within like the next 2-3 episodes. Runic altar automated. I just want to start getting our ether gas started and our crude oil. So we're going to make a couple of these laser bases actually. We're going to make a total of 3 of these laser bases. We're also going to need laser drills, which are these guys here, which require neotic capacitors. So we're going to have to get this going. But now that we have Astral Sorcery, we're going to be able to do good there. So anyway, I'm going to make these simple machine frames. I'll teach the system how to do this. We already have everything available to us. Lumium gears are cool. I have to make another lesser Tartaric gem, which is another petty, but we've already done this before. It's not too difficult to do. Heart of diamonds we have extra, so we're good to go with that. So I'll make those. More runes of fire. Basic induction cell. That seems fairly simple now that we have the reinforced alloys and we've had blazing capacitors for a while. This is going to require liquid lithium, but guess what we have available to our system? Liquid lithium. I like it. Okay, so there's nothing too super duper crazy here. And then our laser drills, I'm going to have to make the neotic stuff. So I'll get to that. By the way, I want to mention for our, let's go home. Where's home? There's home. So if we take a look in here, star metal, we're going to have quite a bit of star metal ore, and that is easily made. If we grab firmament, do I have any? No, it's a lightning craft. I don't feel like waiting for it right now. But if we pop over to our Astral Sorcery temple, this one that we had here, I set up a super simple automation here, which is we put firmament in here. We put firmament in here, which is a lightning craft of this stuff here. Firmament goes here. This places it. This crystal is bound to this block, converts it to star metal. This picks it up and sends it into our system. So super simple automation. I could even bind this and automate it with refined storage so I can have a requester set up to always keep star metal in our system. Maybe soon we'll get to that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this episode has gone on long enough, so we're going to wrap it up here. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything with Astral Sorcery, anything that you like to do to make things faster or make things better for you, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to hearing your guys' tips and tricks, of course. And yeah, that's basically it for today's episode. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.